Syracuse, or where are you from? What part of New York are you from?
Right outside of Albany.
Okay.
Kind of probably about 15 minutes from the Massachusetts border.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But then I went to college over on the opposite side of New York. So kind of, I was all over the place.
Oh, all right. All right. And then how did you wind up in Colorado?
Almost about 5 years ago now. My husband put his resume on Indeed, and a company found him, and it was just completely coincidental. At first I thought somebody was like stalking him to kill him, and I'm like, they're going to kidnap you. What are you talking about? Yeah. And they offered to fly him out and to check it out, and everything worked out, and then here we are. And
wow.
Yeah, so he came out for a job, and that job didn't actually end up working out, and he started his own business. No. But okay. Hey, we live and learn, and we made the most of it. We at that point we were like, well, what next?
Right. Yeah. You never know where life will lead you, right?
Exactly.
Hey, look, Amy's here. She's not having to do anybody's hair.
Because it was snowing and nobody really wanted their hair done in the snow, apparently. Mm-mm. Amy, I cut my hair. I know you didn't want me to, but I did. I'm sorry.
I know. It was just getting right, and you cut it.
It was just getting right. You sound like my husband. It was just getting right.
It was just right. I was like, man, I do that to my wife all the time. I'm like, I start complimenting. I'm like, oh, your hair looks so good lately. And all of a sudden she comes home. I just got it changed. I got my color changed, and I got it cut. I'm like, yeah, but I liked it before.
Maybe if you complimented her more before, she wouldn't change it. Hey, Dan. So, Dan, I heard you guys were going to judge the best weenie picture for G3, and Dave said he's got some weenie pictures to send you guys. So,
yeah, I got the best weenie picture. I got it. I got this. I think I'm going to win. Yeah.
Dave,
do I send it to Dan? Really? Okay.
They mean park icon. That's what they mean by weenie.
Right.
Oh, you're a park icon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought so. I would think so.
Hi, Facebook user. If you let StreamYard give permission, then we'll know who you are. Tom, you should be packing right now.
I haven't even started.
Uli is the Facebook user. Hi, Uli.
She's Uli.
Colorado is beautiful. Yes.
Absolutely is beautiful.
And Nicolle was telling us that moving to Colorado has given her the opportunity to see other parts of the country. And Nicolle does work for Fairy Tale Concierge, which is an earmarked travel agency, but she can do other places like Las Vegas and Sandals, right? You were just telling us about how you got married at Sandals.
Yes, I love the all-inclusive that Sandals offers. And for people who have little ones, they have beaches. So they have a family-friendly and an adult-friendly, which is really nice. So
that's nice.
I like having that escape as well.
Awesome. Kurt does not want your weenie pictures.
He's missing out. That's all I can say.
Oh my God. Yes, that's in Morocco, Amy. The pillar in Morocco. Mm-hmm. So we invited Nicolle on to tell us about the vacation she took in December. You guys drove from Colorado to Florida?
We did. We rented a minivan, and we just figured my husband hates flying, so that's normally his excuse out of things. And I was like, well, I guess here we go. Let's give it a shot. Like, we've tried a lot of other things. We drove to Colorado when we moved here. So
right.
Well, why not? So we got a minivan and just decided we'll give it a shot. And we drove pretty much nonstop till Atlanta.
Oh,
and
wow.
then, which was like 20 hours. But we took turns and just kind of, we wanted to kind of try to get as far as we could. And then we took a quick night stay, and then we down to the Grove we went, which was fun.
How long total was that trip?
29 hours about.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a long way.
Yeah.
So now, is the Grove considered winter garden? Where is the Grove?
It was really funny because for everything they have, it's listed with Winter Garden, but some stuff is not. So it was like I'd Google it and it wouldn't come up that way, or I was there and I'd see something that didn't say that, and I'm like, well, are you or are you not? I'm like, so I saw a multitude of both actually, which was kind of funny. But I mean, it was where it was.
Right. Now, if I'm remembering this correctly, if you're on Disney property, there's an entrance near Coronado Springs and Animal Kingdom. And
yes.
So tell us about, so it's very convenient to Disney property, right?
It's super convenient. You pull out of there, and even if you're not trying to go to Disney property, I kept joking that it was like it was doing it on purpose to me. It was crazy. Like my kids, they were all having so much fun, being like, "It's so," like they put their hand on my shoulder. "It's okay, Mom. It's okay, Mom. Mickey will see you soon. You'll see Disney soon. We have to go to Universal." And I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Okay.
But it would, like, no matter, and we would just be going like to the store and not even, but it would divert you around traffic, which was really nice, of course. So I don't mind driving through Disney property if I'm getting away from traffic. Little torturous, but you know, we made the most of it. And some days it would take us completely around it, where we would go around by the different grocery stores and different plazas. So it was very, very conveniently located. 5 minutes to so many things.
I think it's called like the Western Way entrance.
That's what I thought was the Western entrance.
It's over by Coronado Springs and Animal Kingdom, and that's where the entrance onto Disney property from this area of Winter Garden is, and it's very, very convenient to Disney property. A lot of people, they, you know, when they're looking for a place to stay, they look, and they're off site, you know, they look at other parts of Orlando. They don't look at Winter Garden, and Winter Garden is actually right there. It's on the other side, the western side of Orlando, of Disney. So
we love it over there. I'm always surprised when people say that, you know, "Oh, we never thought to look over there." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Gets you out just a little bit too, away from all the
from the craziness. It's a little quieter than the Kissimmee area. So So it's called the Grove Resort and Water Park, and let's see why. Because it is got some beautiful pools and water features. Yep. So tell us what made you pick this resort, Nicolle.
Well, originally we were just looking to do like a staycation at a resort, and I couldn't take it in my heart to stay on Disney property and not go in. So I'm like, I need something that's going to be different for them. And maybe we'll just we hadn't even thought about Universal. I was just looking to get the kids out of Colorado. Just wanted to get some sunshine, a fun family vacation, maybe someplace we could just hang out for a week. And then I realized how conveniently located it was. And I'm like, okay, now we have to throw a little something extra in there. But it had that, the water park is so cool. It had this, you know, giant water, lazy river. It had the dual water slides. It had the 2-story splash zone, the big 0 entry pool. And then that's all just in the water park. And then they had the flow rider too, which is cool. But then on the opposite side of the resort, you could go to these 3 other private pools that if you didn't want to be part of the hustle and bustle and all that, you could just go and hang out and relax, which was really nice because honestly, with the low capacity, there was barely anybody there to begin with. Like there was no lines and no waits and things like that to do or speak to anybody. It was very convenient. Wow.
So you were there in December. How cold was it? I'm just curious.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, especially for us. Our coldest day was like in the 60s, and it was cloudy and a little rainy. But we only had one of those days. The rest of the days were low 70s to mid 70s, and the sun was out, which was really what was most important. The sun was out, so as long as the sun's out, you can really do a lot.
And kids coming from Colorado, probably that's pretty warm for them.
Yes. The one day she was shivering at the end of she's like her little lips, and she's like been in there for an hour and a half. And I'm like, okay, it's gotta go get some dinner. And no, I really want to keep swimming. I'm like, okay. I didn't have the heart to tell her no. I just let her keep going until finally she's like, okay, I'm hungry and I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay,
gosh. So how old are your kids?
14, 12, and my youngest was 6 on our trip, and she just turned 7.
Okay. So your 14-year-old, was she too cool? Is she too cool for this, or she enjoyed herself?
Well, my oldest is my son, and that's
your
Jake.
son. Okay.
And he's kind of funny because he's in this phase where he thinks he's too cool for Disney. So he was a big part of my thinking behind this trip. I wanted to give him a vacation in Florida that wasn't his typical mom vacation.
Okay.
And I tried to open my eyes and see it through his lens. And I actually let him do a lot of the helping and picking what we were going to do and where we were going to stay. And he loved it. He loved the room itself. He loved the suite. He was like, it was so cool to have my own room, but like be on vacation. And to have the water park, he really enjoyed the slides and the lazy river, because sometimes at the pool you're stuck hanging out with your sister, or you're kind of forced to hang out with the family. And he liked being able to kind of just go float in the river and just have his own little space when he wanted it. But we were all there when he wanted to hang out with us.
That's awesome. So so Dave and I have talked about the benefits of staying at a property like this with multiple bedrooms. So how many bedrooms were in your unit? This is a floor plan you sent me, but this looks like a 3-bedroom. What kind of unit were you in?
So that's exactly what we were in. I originally actually had booked a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and literally about an hour before we got there, I got a little pixie dust in my email saying there was a change to my reservation. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what happened? And I pulled it up and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And they had upgraded us to a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom instead. And I'm like, okay,
nice.
Twist my arm.
Yeah. That's really nice.
This was the exact floor plan. So when you walked in, there was the full kitchen with the laundry room that went out into a small dining area and living space that had a huge sofa that pulls out to a queen size bed. And then there's the 2 bedrooms with queen size beds, and then the full size bathroom for everyone, the full size bathroom for the bedroom, and then the master bedroom and bath. It was insane. It was so cool.
That's really nice. And, Dave and I have talked about this before on our podcast and on our live streams. There is not enough to be said for having your own separate bedrooms when you're on vacation.
You don't realize what you're missing until you have it. And you're like, wow, how have we been vacationing all in the same room? To have that extra space is so nice. And just to have that privacy, because you don't drive everybody crazy. You can have your own moment. You can do what you want. You can all shower at the same time if you need to.
Yeah. And, our kids are older, but I remember when the kids were little, and, they had to go to bed at 8:00, and then you're trying to be quiet in this room at Pop Century with the 2 beds, and you don't want to wake up the kids, but you really can't do anything, and you have to keep the TV really low.
That's one of my husband's big things about traveling. He's like, are there bedrooms with doors?
Right.
And I'm like, let me check on that. And it was so nice to have that space, because they felt like they were at home. They were so comfortable. It wasn't like they were like, my youngest is very big on like not being put in a space she's uncomfortable with and being by herself. And understandable, she's little, but here she ran in. She's like, this is my room. And she was so excited, to claim a space and like to put her stuffed animals up on the stuff on the dresser, and, to just be like, okay, this is my space. And, my middle kiddo, she didn't care. She's like, I'm going to sleep on the couch. She's like, I'm going to sit here all night and watch TV. She wanted to go out on the balcony when she wanted to. She wanted the fresh air. And I think she was trying to go for like the college approach or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they loved it.
So, And I've also said things that have got me in trouble on some Facebook groups about the benefits of mom and dad having their own room on vacation. That mom and dad could be a mom and dad.
Yes. And it's nice to be able to just get dressed, and not have somebody barging in the bedroom or knocking in the door. It's even those little moments.
Yeah. Getting dressed at Pop Century with Michael is fun. Now they have the doors, but when they used to just have that curtain, and I'd have to be getting dressed in that little area by the sink. Yeah, that was a real pain when I was the only girl in the family.
My kids would tease me. I see your feet. Ew, are you getting changed? What are you doing? Like, I'm like, what I'm doing. Don't give me a time.
It's crazy. What were you going to say, Dave?
Every time we get in one of those bigger rooms anywhere around Disney at all, Veronica and I were like, we could live here. I could live here.
Yeah.
Just me and you, not the kids, not the animals, but just me and you.
Right.
Yeah, the balcony, 10th floor, that'd be nice,
Amy Beckner wants to know, did the older kids, what, you made it go away. Did the older kids spend most of the time in their rooms? That's what she wanted to know, with the separate bedrooms.
So yes and no. My 12-year-old, she's my adventurer. She wants to check everything out and not miss anything. And that's why I think she wanted that living room spot, because we call, like, our last name being Noyes, we call her the nosy news noise network. And we, so, cause somehow she never misses anything. So it's always kind of like she positions herself pretty central. But my son, he loved that. He brought his Xbox with him. Like, he packed that in his backpack, and he got there and he's like, so I have my own TV. Can I set up so he liked having that. But at the same point, he was like, hey, can I go down and check out the arcade? He didn't mind coming to the pool. He loved when we went out to Disney Springs.
Right.
But he loved having that spot at the end of the night where he was like, I'm going to go take a shower and I'm going to go watch some TV and have my time. And I'm like, you go, buddy. Have fun.
So how long did it take you to get from where you were at the Grove to Disney Springs, just to give people an idea if they were going to incorporate this in a Disney vacation?
I would say maybe 15, 20 minutes. It was really traffic pending because we went a couple different times. So one time I think it took us like 23 minutes, and the other time it took us like 18 minutes. But the one time we went, there was like nobody there. But it was like, so I mean, I'd say 20 minutes, but that convenient.
From certain parts of Disney property, it could take you that long.
Oh yeah, if not
exactly. Longer. Anytime we've stayed at any, especially like the value resorts, you're most definitely, you're going to be on the bus a half hour no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. So let's talk about this arcade, because you did send me pictures of this. It looks like an amazing arcade.
It was huge. It was definitely really big. It's like 7,000 square feet or something like that. I forget what exactly.
Oh my God.
But it's huge. They do a really great job with it. It's all lit up. They've got fun music playing. You put your money on a little card, kind of like a credit card kind of thing. And you get so many tokens for your money. And then there's a ticket redemption center. Really, the only downfall with that, all three of my kiddos said the same thing. They were like, the claw machines will never let you in. Don't waste your money on them. And I'm like, well, isn't that generic at most claw games?
Yeah, I think most claw machines work like that. Right?
They're like, no, this one was the worst. There was something making it really go fast at the top. I'm like, okay. I'm like, if that's your biggest complaint, I'll take it. And then right inside of that arcade area, which they call the Flip Flops Arcade, they have a small indoor glow-in-the-dark mini golf area.
That's awesome. And you sent me a picture of it, and my computer is spinning right now, so I can't get off this screen. So, Nicolle, your face is covered indefinitely right now because...
That's okay. No worries. That's a good shot of the arcade.
I don't know why I can't get this picture down. Let me see if it'll work now. No, that's not it anyway.
But it's right there. Like to the left, you can see like that's the one side area of the mini golf, and then it's in there.
Okay.
But it's fun. Like if you have, if you don't have anything else to do and you're just looking to kill some time, it's always fun to have something like that on site, especially if you have rainy days and just antsy kids.
Absolutely.
You should. Oh, there you go. I was going to say you might want to call Disney IT, see if they can help you get off.
That's skee ball. That's skee ball. So, so here's the you sent me a picture of the No, that's not it either. I thought I had this. I don't know. You sent me a picture of the property. So is that the whole property? Or is it?
That is a picture of the whole property. It's on like 100 acres. It's huge. It's really big. So I mean, the map definitely makes it look like, just a quick little, but I mean, it's, how many stories were there? We were on the 5th floor.
Okay.
So, I mean, and we were on the top floor. So there's 5 floors. And we were in building 3. We were right over where the letter B is. We were number 18. We were right there on the corner.
So you were very close to the water park.
Yes, which was great. And we had that choice. We chose Superior View when we booked. You could have picked Regular View would have gotten you like the fountains or just like nature scenery, stuff like that. But we wanted to be close. I wanted the kids to be close to the water park. They always love those, being able to be like, ooh, what are we doing? Oh, are we going there? Can we do that?
Yeah, that's good. So that is a booking category, like a preferred category.
Yes. Yep. The Superior View is what you would want if you want a pool view.
Amy sees a hidden Mickey on the map. Do you know what that Mickey Mouse on the map is? Nicolle?
The black Mickey Mouse is their Mickey Shuttle transportation. So they do offer transportation because they are a good neighborhood resort for Disney, which is really nice. But the times for the resort shuttle are a little funny. They do the 8:30 a.m. pickup to the transportation center and a 9:45 a.m. pickup for Epcot.
Okay.
So sometimes those times might work. Sometimes that people might want to get there earlier than that.
Right.
It's really a personal. Most people that I was finding on site, I was definitely overhearing a lot of people saying, I've got to get an Uber. I got to grab a Lyft. Oh, we got to make sure we're getting down for parking in time. They were definitely planning on how to get to their parks and where they were going.
Right. I whenever I see people on Facebook asking about a hotel with a free shuttle, I try to convince them not to trust a free shuttle because usually it's that kind of thing where it's a bus at an inconvenient time that takes you to Epcot. And then when you get to Epcot, you've got to figure out how to get to Animal Kingdom. You've got to hop to the other parks yourself. It's not, you think you're saving money with that, but.
And the other thing is like, if you are disabled or you need a wheelchair or any sort of assistance, you have to book it 48 hours and ahead of time. So you can't just show up like everyone else, which is kind of inconvenient. Yeah. And if you're a party of 10 or more, they won't let you use the bus system.
That's nice.
Yeah. And not that we had that, but I saw it and I was
because you've got these rooms that right? 3 bedrooms.
Huge. Yeah.
So it conduces itself to having a big party. So that's weird.
So yeah, I didn't ask if it was like a COVID thing or if it was just an always thing. But, like you were saying, it's not always, you don't always want to depend on that transportation service.
Yeah. So that is something to think about. Looks like, what do they have? Swan Boats?
They do. They are the most adorable, funny looking things. They fit 5 people and you can go out for either a half hour or an hour, and it's either $15 for a half hour or $25 for a full hour. And they're like paddle boats, so your legs are going to get a little tired. But it's, when else are you going to get to ride around on a swan? And that's they have Lake Austin right there, so that's the water fun that they offer.
Yeah, it's right on Lake Austin. I did see that. So there's Lake Austin right there. I'm trying to think. So what does something like this run, Nicolle?
So it's really funny because at first when I looked, it was very interesting. I kind of got almost like a little sticker shock. I was like, off site for that price? But it was truly like kind of how it was just a rack rate. I was seeing like a $259 a night. And I'm like, for off site? I'm like, gosh, I could pay that for on site.
Right.
But then I started clicking around and I started looking into the promotions, and like me being me and being with Fairy Tale Concierge, I'm not going to just, right. I'm not going to
pay rack rate.
I'm going to make sure that I'm looking around and finding, and in looking and finding, at the time they had a stay longer, pay less promo. And I was like, oh, well, what's this? Because of course, at first I'm like, oh, what's this one with the free cabana with my stay? Or what's this one with the free dining with my stay? And so they had some intriguing things, but then push came to shove, that stay longer, pay less ended up being with taxes and fees for our 8-night stay. We paid $1,597 for
how many nights was it?
8 nights.
Wow.
That's not
and
bad.
That was with our taxes and fees after everything. And we even I paid an extra $9 a night for the premium Wi-Fi because with 5 people sucking on that Wi-Fi, end of the night, I was like, I need a little more. Y'all can have your space and a little Wi-Fi.
Yep. So $1,500 for 8 nights. And that was you were upgraded to a 3-bedroom.
Yes, that was. So,
what had you paid for? You had paid for a 2-bedroom?
Yes, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And the 2-bedroom we had selected, I had asked for the one with 2 full beds. So you can have your choice of just 2 beds, like a 2-bedroom, 1 bed in each bedroom, or 1 bedroom or 1 bed in 1 bedroom and then 2 beds in this. So we had originally asked for that. And I'm guessing maybe they were just like, oh, they need extra space. Put them over here.
So that would have slept 8, that 2-bedroom with the 3 beds would have slept 8 people because the couch probably would. So, I mean, on Disney property, if you had a party of 8 for 8 nights,
yeah,
you'd be talking $8,000, $9,000, right? Right?
Yeah. Yes. Like I was shocked. Like I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, I might end up staying here more often.
Yeah.
And I see Lauren asking, like, being outside the Disney bubble, I think was harder on my heart, obviously, than on my wallet. It was very easy on my wallet to be outside the Disney bubble. It was nice to have an offsite option. I definitely put myself back in by getting to Disney Springs. I loved being conveniently enough that I could still add that something like that in,
Right.
Because it made me feel a little more at home.
Right. And I'll tell you, Nicolle, if you ever can convince your husband to do that trip again, when you have your own car, when you have your own vehicle like that, it's really not that big a deal driving to the parks. Dave will tell you. Dave stays off site. Animal Kingdom is easy. Hollywood Studios is easy. Even Epcot is easy to park.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom is the only one that's challenging, but Dave has figured out he'll just go to breakfast at Grand Floridian that day. And that's how he gets around the Magic Kingdom situation. And hopefully we'll get parking. We'll get the trams back someday.
I know.
Right now we don't have trams, but
figured that one out.
But it's really not that big a deal if you're to drive if you have your own vehicle.
And funny, he said that when we ended up going through the property on accident, just to get to where we were going, he was like, "Oh, it's like right here. Oh, that's not bad at all." And I was like, see?
Yeah. So, Nicolle, you'll have to be on Lauren's podcast and tell her what you paid for the price for Paradise.
Yes, definitely. And it was like the kids were they kept saying that. They're like, "This is like paradise. This is awesome." And I'm like,
wow.
Like awesome. I was like, it's always a good feeling, obviously, when your kids are appreciative and like comfortable in their space.
Right. So let's look now. These are pictures of Dave and the promotional pictures. Dave and I call these the beautiful people. These are not us. The beautiful people.
I did not make any new friends on my trip that looked like that.
So I'd imagine that they had bars and cabanas and things like that. Was that stuff open during COVID?
So they did have they have two bars, at one at each pool. And then they have a sit down dining location, a quick and grab and go kind of market.
Oh, I saw you sent me a picture of that.
Yes. Yep. That's their quick grab and go. And then right around the corner from that, it was kind of funny. It was like in your room, they made it seem almost like as if it was like a quick service location. It offered pizza and French fries and stuff like that. But when you went down there, it was very, it was kind of funny. It was like they just took this tiny little frozen pizza out and popped it in this little mini oven. It was so it was definitely a step down from the Disney quick service. So
okay.
With that in mind, it was like, okay, we have a suite with a full refrigerator.
Right.
Let's go grab some groceries 5 minutes from the grocery store.
Right.
And let's maximize this vacation and be smart about our meals and things like that. Granted, we went out and had fun with our meals too, but breakfast, snacking, things like that. It was so much better to have that fridge
food
full.
Right there. Especially if you're spending the day at the pool, you just go up to the room and have lunch. That's what we do at Bonnet Creek. We do that.
Yes, because they didn't allow outside food, and in the water park, they asked for no coolers. But I brought down a cooler bag with waters. They didn't care about waters. They just didn't want you bringing in your Mr. Sub and things like that, because obviously they offer.
Wait a minute! You can't bring your sub. That's it, Dave. We're not going there.
I wasn't checking bags. Somebody might have.
So, you lost me.
They probably have. Do they have grills, outside grills there for community grills for you to grill on?
They did not. Not that I saw, and not that I saw listed anywhere. I didn't see any sort of anything. But again, because you have your full service kitchen, I'm assuming maybe, and I mean, they give you frying pans, they give you soup pans, they give you everything except for salt and pepper. Yes, pepper says salt and pepper. Yeah. So that's really about they try to make it pretty convenient in the suites for everything you need for cooking.
Gotcha.
And probably a fire hazard. Better safe than sorry.
No, he's talking about outdoor grills at Bonnet Creek.
I thought you meant for the people who take their stuff and go grill on their own.
Well, yeah,
no.
Outdoor.
Yeah, but outside they have
barbecues. At Bonnet Creek, they have barbecues.
Right. Okay. I wasn't sure if you're saying an outdoor grill type restaurant or a outdoor grill that people grill on their own.
Yeah, that we grill on our own.
I get what you're saying now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't have those.
Okay. So, that area, are there a lot of restaurants around that, right outside the resort, or?
There were, we would order like Panera and then go pick it up curbside. There was Olive Garden. There were so many things. Like, honestly, there were so many things. I'd pull it up and I'm like, guys, let's just go take a quick drive. Like, I'm not going to sit here and read this all to you.
Right,
Let's go find out what's going on and we'll just go find a place. And
that's the best part about being on vacation is that kind of stuff. So it looks like they probably have cabanas that you can rent and arrange that ahead of time. It looks like
they do, and they were open. You could rent them that day if they were available. You could reserve them ahead of time. They do have some promotions where you can get one with your stay. So there's a couple different ways to work it. If you want to, take advantage of that, it's definitely there if it's your thing. They give you 4 bottles of water and, your own little space, which is nice if you want it.
So you were there at Christmas time. So the Disney resorts did not have a gingerbread house.
It brought a little piece to my heart to see this one because I was like, well, at least I got something that Disney didn't get. Like,
yeah.
But it was really significant. It was huge. They put so much effort into it, all the time, and they gave you a rundown of all the different stuff they put in it. And my kids loved seeing it, especially my girls. They were like, oh my gosh. And they couldn't believe that it was taller than they were. And I've seen the ones at Disney. They haven't. So they thought it was cool. And I was like, well, that's, we'll blow your socks off with something else next time.
That's right.
But it was really neat to see it and to talk to the lady. There was a lady there and she was like, hey, did you know I was a part of this? I was chatting with my girls about it, which was really fun.
That's nice. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's more beautiful people. That's like Austin.
Yes.
All right. So would you go back? Look at that.
I would definitely go back and take advantage of the offsite location. It was definitely really just everything was really clean. Everybody was really friendly. It was very private, quiet. I wouldn't say, I knew there were people staying in my hallway and I can't say I ever heard them. Right. And everybody, there was no reason not to go back essentially.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think it's a great option especially for large families, because that price, like I said, it can't be beat. It looks like they probably sell your Disney tickets there. It looks like
they do. They are a good neighborhood Disney resort, so they do have a concierge desk, and they have a couple things set up, just trying to put on that little Disney feel for you, which again I appreciate. I was like, oh, thank God. I'm like, okay, all right, this is good.
Okay. So, Dave, we're going to go to the Grove soon.
It looks cool.
Did they charge extra for the water park and for the flow rider and all that stuff?
The water park, the lazy river, the slides, the splash pad, that's all included in your stay. You get a little wristband at check-in, but if you lose it, they will make you replace it. It still will cost. The flow rider is an extra cost. It's kind of like a first come, first serve thing, or you can set up a private reservation prior.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I'd be all over that.
Yeah, Dave is a surfer, so
it was so much fun. Like I didn't do it, but we were like watching some girl do it, and then her dad did it, and they weren't great at it, but it was fun to see people doing it and just showing like you're human, anybody can do it. Like why not give it a try?
So these are quiet pools, you said, these 3 pools?
Yep, those are the 3 Springs pools, and then there's a small little hot tub, and then that's Lake Austin off the back, and everybody would definitely consider them the more laid back, the more quiet pools. Pretty much, they did, again, with the whole cooler thing, I saw people with coolers there, but I didn't see anybody checking bags there, so you might stand a better chance of sneaking your subs in the back pool area there.
Okay. Now, is these 2 water slides, is there a height requirement, age requirement, any of that stuff? Okay.
Yep. So you got to be 48 inches tall for that. And that was another reason we were kind of waiting to do our stay there and also pull in a Universal trip, because my youngest had just hit 48 inches.
Okay. So you did go to Universal, and okay, that's probably the kiddie one, right?
Yep, they have 3 slides. It's a small waiting area, splash area, this big bucket on top there that fills up with water and then like dumps on top of everybody. Right. And that's all just off to the side of the water park, and that was a lot of fun too.
Okay, so you did go to Universal. How many days did you go to Universal for?
We did. What did we do? We did 2 days.
Okay.
We did 3 days. I'm sorry.
And how did you find Universal as far as the COVID precautions and everything and the capacity that they were at?
So when we were there, capacity was incredibly tolerable. We didn't see any issues with it. The weird thing was there is that if you're not in line where they have the tape markers, saying where to stand, just like if you're resting, people do not hesitate to come and sit right next to you. It would be weird. So a couple times people would look and they kind of look and they make eye contact and then they still sit down. And I'm like, why do you make me go into that position to have to say, excuse me? We made eye contact. It wasn't an invite. I didn't invite you. but at the same point, I was like, oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. And the gentleman got up and walked away. It was just like, and at the same way, this gentleman is sitting there going like this with his mask and complaining about how he just got told he was wearing an incorrect one. And I'm just like, I think it's the person as well, because there were plenty of people being very respectful and very good about it. There were sanitation spots. There was the U-Rest stations, which were really nice. Definitely didn't see anybody complaining or, anything like that. Everybody definitely seemed very happy and enjoying themselves for being there.
Yeah. I think the important thing with Universal is you have to arrive early because you do run the risk of being shut out because they do reach capacity. And unlike Disney, you're not making reservations to reserve your spot. It's first come, first serve. And if you don't get there in time, they will send you away. They'll say, nope, we've had all the people we're taking for the day. So,
and that's a really sad thing. Nobody wants to hear that. So yeah, you definitely want to get there early. And a lot of people don't realize if they book through a travel agent and they're not staying on site, you can still get into Universal an hour early as if you were staying on site.
Really? I never knew that.
Yes. So it's very, very helpful, even for myself and staying off site and for anybody that's staying off site, even for people who are staying at Disney and they just want to pop over. And by utilizing us in our services, they have that extra hour. So if there's that extra early admission, grab it. Because again, like you said, get there early, take advantage, and then be like, cool, I'm done by noon.
I had never heard that before. That's amazing. That's wonderful. See? All right. Is there anything else? Now, Nicolle, you said you specialize in Las Vegas as well. What is the status of Vegas right now? I heard they were opening some more casinos. I heard on the news today, but that the entertainment is still shut down and all that stuff.
Pretty much 99.9% of the entertainment is shut down, and but the casinos are open. A lot of restaurants are open. A lot more is open now than was over the summer. They're definitely taking slower steps, because we went in July, and and it wasn't bad. It was very interesting to see Vegas empty. And at the same point convenient, because I was like, I can just kind of walk around, I can swing my arms around, I'm not going to hit nobody. It was just nice. You could pick whatever machine you want to go to, and you could literally get your pick of whatever room style you wanted. Wow. We stayed at the Bellagio Fountain View for dirt cheap, and it was like, and they're doing a lot of promos. They want to welcome people there. They want to welcome people back. I love the MGM branch of resorts. They have a lot of great pools. I'm always big on the pools because I'm not a drinker. So I don't do Vegas the way everybody else does Vegas. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. I like to swim. I like to see it, experience it. Yeah. So it's been fun, and I'm heading back in April. So.
All right.
Hoping to have another update then for that.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I heard today on the news that more stuff was opening. And what about the Caribbean? Is the Caribbean open right now?
Yes, Sandals has slowly been opening little bit by little bit. They just opened my favorite resort, the resort I got married at in Ocho Rios, which was in Jamaica. So that one just got reopened, and they definitely are doing a really great job. They have everything very, clean. They have this big list of things saying, here's what we're doing. Here's how we're doing it. They're providing free travel insurance. They're providing, I have to double check. They were doing the free COVID testing, but they have, okay. I knew they did extend the free travel insurance for, and then the different way that you book is kind of similar to Disney. You book with a deposit, and then you can do a payment plan, which is really nice.
Nice.
And it's all inclusive.
All right. All right, Dave, we're going to sandals.
I mean, she's almost talked me right into it.
Okay. All right.
You can't beat it. All you can eat, all you can drink. It's and you and your tips, your gratuities. Like you just enjoy it. And you almost feel bad. You're like, can I shake your hand? Can I give you an extra high five? Can I hug you? Can I do something? Because
right?
They really won't take extra.
Yeah, we're not used to that.
So we're looking, just reflecting on some more of these pictures of the Grove, because these were the pictures that you had sent me from. These are the fancy schmancy pictures. This is the sit down restaurant, I take it.
That's the sit down restaurant. They did offer a breakfast with Santa when we were there. You did have to book it ahead. We didn't do it. I asked my kiddos if they wanted to, and they chose. I forget what we did. I think we went to Disney Springs that day and did mini golf and just kind of explored Orlando. And they were like, "No, we'll just go do that." Okay, whatever you want. I wanted them to have fun, so I didn't get a chance to get over to take a picture to see how they had it set up, but it was fun to know that they were offering it. They have an activity center as well that you can go and check out board games or even play board games there, and they have some activities and crafts that have a fee, but that's still closed. So but at the same point, they are having kids parties now at the pool with snow cones and things like that. A little extra. There's a small fee for that. So it's I think they're doing the pool activities because you don't have to wear the mask at the pool. And I think that kind of gives them that loophole to socialization.
Okay. Full kitchen.
Oh, and that right off the full kitchen is a laundry room. You open up that closet right there to the left, and there's a full washer and dryer.
I think you sent me a picture of that too.
It's amazing to go home with clean clothes.
It really is. I know people say, "Oh, I'm not doing laundry on vacation," but when it's in your unit, it's right there. You're sitting on the couch watching television. Throw the load in and go home with clean clothes. I hate doing laundry when I get home from vacation. I'm so tired when I get home from vacation.
Yes. Here we just opened it up and put it away. And wet swimsuits, if you want to go swimming, close, you want to maybe dry it off or something, but you don't want to put it back on.
Absolutely. Is that a sunken tub there they got in there in that bathroom?
Yeah, there was a full tub right next to the stand-up shower.
Okay.
That's nice.
Nice. All right, Nicolle, I think you have me convinced that we are going to try the Grove Resort and Water Park, which is in Winter Garden, which is the Western Way entrance to Disney. Nicolle says you can't avoid Disney, that you just drive off the Grove property and you're practically on Disney property. So I think for large families, you can't touch that because Nicolle said 8 nights, $1,500. That's unheard of in Disney. And so often we see these families that are coming in large groups and they don't know how they're going to do it. They want to bring the grandkids, they want to bring the whole family, and they just can't swing it. So Nicolle, I want to thank you so much for sharing this property with us. We're going to cut it a little short tonight, I think, because we have a lot to get done in the next couple days. And Dave?
Yeah, I got to start packing.
You have a little bit of news for some people that they're looking forward to seeing you on Friday.
You mean Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Dave is going to be at Animal Kingdom.
I got the wife to agree. So it took a little finagling, but yes, we're going to be there.
So we're going to be there on Thursday. So I can't wait. And Nicolle, someday you'll be at Disney with us, right? We'll be together.
I most definitely will. Actually, funny enough, on the last day I was there, my husband said to me, "So I should have asked, are you hanging out with your Disney friends while you're here?" I'm like, you're a turd. Why did you mention it today? I'm like,
on the last day.
Yeah. I'm like, did you do that on purpose? And he's like, no, I really didn't. Which is fine. I'm like, live and learn. I'm like, because I wasn't feeling well the first couple of days we had got there anyway. So, but yeah, I'm totally, you guys are on my bucket list. I've got the biggest hug for you guys. I'm like, it's an honor to be here tonight. I appreciate you guys including me so much. It's so much fun. You guys make me laugh so much more than you realize.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Dan wants to know if you got any Chinese food, Dave.
No, I did not, Dan. I was unable to eat that whole day. And then the next morning was the procedure. And then they had to do some little extra stuff in there. So then I was on a soft diet. I'm on a soft diet now for 3 days. So by tomorrow night, I'm off this diet. that's perfect timing for
Yak and
Disney.
Yeti.
Yak and Yeti. Yeah, I'm just
We'll
not.
see.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. There's a lot of things I want to try. A lot of new things I want to try. I got to get out of the same old, and try new places, Tony Ann.
We're gonna try some new places this weekend, definitely. No, Nine Dragons is closed, Amy.
Yeah,
it's closed.
But that's one of That's one of Tori Ann's favorite places. Isn't it?
Tori Ann likes it. Yes, Tori Ann likes it very much.
Sweet Veronica. I'm so appreciative for her to. She really. I really wanted to go. So.
Right.
I really wanted to go Thursday, and she made it happen. So very cool. All right.
That's awesome.
You guys. So Nicolle, thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Where can people find you, Nicolle?
So I'm on Facebook at exactly what's up on the screen right now, Nicolle Noyes, travel agent at Royal Escapes Fairy Tale Concierge, and I'll post it in the Disney Crush after. And I'm on TikTok. I just started on there, just trying to put on some fun stuff to make people smile. And I just started a vacation planning group to kind of give everybody a platform to talk about vacations outside of the Orlando area and kind of hear a little bit more about some other destinations as well. So I welcome everybody, and I'm so excited to have been able to have a chance to share, guys. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. When you get that group up and running, you share it on our page and definitely.
Absolutely.
I will, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good night, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be back next week with another live stream. It'll be my birthday. Are we going to do it on my birthday?
I don't know.
Next
you
Tuesday
night? On your
night?
birthday? I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
I don't know.
Happy birthday.
Unless you got big plans.
Happy birthday.
We'll have to see.
You.
We'll have to see what time I get home because my mother wants to make me dinner.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, you tell her to cut it short. Just say, look, I got things to do, Mom. Come on. You go home, make masks. Dave wants some more masks, and then,
You're going to make a sweatshop. You're going to put my 87-year-old mother in a sweatshop making masks for you.
I really like these new ones she made. They're really nice.
I know. They're really nice. Okay.
Yeah. That's what, okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe Wednesday. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday. We'll see.
Yeah, we can change the day up. Yeah.
Just because we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about, so hopefully we'll get a few weeks of material out of this. All right.
All right, you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.